Some questions are more than just curiosity. They're traps designed to spiritually manipulate and open doors to dark forces. Ever noticed how seemingly innocent questions from certain people leave you feeling uneasy, like a gut instinct telling you something's off? Witches and sorcerers, often disguised as everyday individuals, use these questions to subtly gain access to your life and spirit. It's not just about gathering information, it's about creating a pathway for something far more sinister to enter. You may think a simple "can I touch your hair?" or "what's your full name?" is harmless, but these questions can be doors wide open for manipulation, curses, and spiritual attacks. They don't ask for no reason, they're seeking permission, whether you realize it or not. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these questions mean, why they're asked, and how to shut the door in their face before it even creaks open. Stay tuned, because protecting yourself starts with being aware of these traps. Your spirit, your peace of mind, and even your destiny are all at stake. Don't let anyone sneak past your defenses. Have you ever wondered how seemingly harmless conversations can lead to unexpected spiritual consequences? It all comes down to one powerful concept: agreement. The truth is, when you agree to something, especially in the spiritual realm, you're not just acknowledging a simple statement. You're opening a door, and that door, once opened, can lead to forces you never intended to invite in. It's easy to dismiss a question or a request as innocent. Someone asking for a favor, a seemingly harmless compliment, or even a casual inquiry about your personal life. But the reality is that witches and spiritual manipulators are well aware of this principle. They understand that access is granted through agreement. What you say, what you reveal, and how you respond can all act as silent permissions, giving them a foothold in your life. Imagine this: you're asked a question, one that seems perfectly harmless on the surface. Perhaps they ask about your family, your fears, or your dreams. But the moment you respond, even with a simple yes or no, you've unwittingly opened a spiritual door. And what comes through that door can range from subtle influences to full-blown spiritual attacks, depending on what was invited in. It's not just about words, it's about the agreement that they signify. A simple yes to letting someone into your home, a sure when asked about your personal life, or even the quiet acceptance of a harmless seeming favor can become a spiritual entry point. This is the very reason why witches and dark agents will carefully craft their questions. They want to make sure they're not forcing anything, but rather getting you to invite them in willingly. But don't be mistaken, this isn't about being overly paranoid or seeing danger everywhere. It's about recognizing the subtle ways these forces operate. And it's not just in the big decisions. Sometimes it's the small, seemingly insignificant moments where we unwittingly open the door. Every word you speak, every decision you make, every invitation you extend is either protecting you or leaving you vulnerable. That's why awareness is your first line of defense. When you know the power of agreement, you understand that you can say no and shut that door. Your spirit is yours to protect, and no one can take that from you without your consent. So the next time you're asked something seemingly innocent, pause and consider, am I opening a door I don't want to walk through? 8 creepy questions to watch out for. 1. Can I come visit your house? It may seem like a harmless request, maybe even a friendly one, but there's more at play here than meets the eye. When someone asks to come to your house, it's not just about spending time or getting to know you better. Witches and those involved in dark practices often seek access to your physical space because it allows them to plant spiritual triggers. A seemingly innocent visit could turn into an opportunity for them to leave something behind, whether it's an item of yours, like a piece of clothing or jewelry, or something that belongs to them, like a charm or a cross object. These items can be used in dark rituals to create a link between you and their dark practices. You see, your home is your sanctuary, a place where you should feel safe, yet it's also where your spiritual life can be vulnerable. Once someone gains access to your environment, it becomes much easier for them to open doors to spiritual manipulation. The enemy doesn't always come knocking with a direct confrontation. It might come disguised as a friendly guest. The best way to guard against it: be cautious of who you allow into your personal space. Not every visitor comes with pure intentions. 2. Can I touch your hair? It's such an innocent question, isn't it? A casual request that sounds sweet at first, maybe even a compliment about how beautiful your hair is. But what many don't know is that in witchcraft, hair carries a deep spiritual significance. Hair is considered a physical point of contact between the spiritual and the physical world. When someone asks to touch your hair, they're not just admiring it, they're attempting to link your essence to theirs in a ritualistic way. They might tell you it's harmless, perhaps saying they just want to braid it, or admire its beauty. But be discerning. This can be a way to spiritually manipulate or control you. Once they've touched your hair, they may have an entry point into your life without you even knowing. In some dark practices, hair is used to spiritually bind or tie a person to a particular fate or curse. So next time someone casually asks if they can touch your hair, listen to that inner voice that tells you something might not feel right. It's better to protect your personal space and identity than to let anyone into your energy without caution. 3. What's your full name and your mother's maiden name? It might sound like just a conversation starter or a question out of genuine curiosity, but this question carries far more weight. Your full name is already a spiritual identifier, a direct link to your physical body and your life. But when they ask for your mother's maiden name, they're going deeper into your ancestral roots, trying to connect with the spiritual lineage that runs through your family. The importance of this question goes beyond curiosity. It's about tracing your bloodline. Bloodlines carry spiritual inheritances, both godly and demonic. They understand that every family has generational patterns, weaknesses, or spiritual doors that can be accessed. It's like they're looking for a key, a door that's been opened by ancestors' past choices. Whether those choices were good or bad, they want to uncover the spiritual vulnerabilities that run through your family's history. And the worst part, you may not even realize you're handing them that key. Protecting your identity, especially your ancestral ties, is crucial in this battle. Keep your bloodline and family history to yourself. There's no reason for anyone to delve into this information unless you know them deeply. 4. What's your date of birth and the exact time you were born? It seems innocent, right? After all, people ask for this information all the time for various reasons, like astrology or just to know you better. But this seemingly harmless question is often used for darker purposes. Knowing your exact date and time of birth gives them access to create a detailed astrological profile of your life. This profile doesn't just help them understand your personality, it gives them a roadmap of how to spiritually target you. Witches and sorcerers use this information to calculate the precise moment in time when they can launch spiritual attacks. They might even use your astrological sign to manipulate certain traits in your life or block your progress. So when you're asked for your date of birth and time, be careful. You're not just sharing a piece of personal information, you're potentially giving someone the tools to shape your spiritual world. Hold this information close to your chest. 5. Can I see a recent photo of you? It seems like a harmless request, doesn't it? People ask for photos all the time to stay connected or as a way to remember each other. But in the hands of someone with bad intentions, a photo can be used as more than just a keepsake. It can become a spiritual contact point for manipulation or enchantment. Once they have a recent photo of you, they can begin using it as a focal point in rituals or spells. In witchcraft, photos are not just memories, they are energy containers. And when someone with negative intentions holds that energy, they can work on it without you even being aware. There's a reason some people's lives start unraveling after sending a photo to the wrong person. If you've ever felt like something was off after sharing your image with someone, trust your instincts. Never send a photo unless you fully trust the person asking. Your image is an extension of your energy, and it's worth protecting. 6. What do you fear the most? At first, this might feel like a deep personal conversation. Perhaps they're trying to connect with you on an emotional level. But in the wrong hands, this question is more than just an attempt at empathy. It's a spiritual probe. Fear is not just an emotion. It's a doorway into your soul. Whatever you fear can be used as a weapon against you. When someone asks you this question, they're trying to find that crack in your spiritual armor. They're not seeking comfort. They're looking for weaknesses. Once they know your fears, they can use them as a tool to spiritually attack or manipulate you. Witches and demonic agents understand that fear can open the door to curses and negative spiritual energy. In some cases, it's even used to bring about the very things you dread. Don't casually reveal your deepest fears to anyone. Your vulnerabilities should be protected, especially from those who might seek to exploit them. 7. What's your biggest dream or goal in life? Dreams and goals are powerful, aren't they? They represent the very core of your destiny, your purpose in this world. But not everyone who asks about them has good intentions. When a witch or sorcerer asks about your biggest dream, they're not interested in helping you achieve it. They're trying to hinder or hijack it. Once they know your dreams, they can use curses, spiritual blocks or negative energy to delay or disrupt your progress. In some cases, they might even work behind the scenes to discourage you, filling your mind with self-doubt, fear, or hopelessness. It's like planting seeds of negativity before you even realize what's happening. Keep your goals and dreams close to your heart, especially in the early stages. Don't let anyone have easy access to them, especially those who might not have your best interests at heart. Can I pray or prophesy over you? At first glance, this might seem like a kind gesture. After all, who doesn't appreciate a prayer or a prophetic word over their life? But not every prayer or prophecy is from God. In fact, some are designed to open you up to spiritual attack. Witches and demonic agents often disguise themselves as spiritual leaders, claiming to bring divine blessings or wisdom. But when they lay hands on you or speak over you, they can transfer unclean spirits or reverse blessings that God has already placed in your life. Be discerning. Just because someone claims to speak for God doesn't mean they do. Before anyone prays or prophesies over you, ask for divine confirmation. Trust the Holy Spirit to reveal the truth, and never let anyone lay hands on you without your spirit feeling at peace. When it comes to spiritual discernment, the first thing you need to understand is that not everything that appears good is good. In fact, many of the most dangerous spiritual threats are disguised as harmless or even helpful. The ability to discern between what is truly of God and what isn't just a gift. It's a necessity for anyone wanting to stay spiritually safe in a world filled with deception. We all have that inner voice, that gut feeling, but often we ignore it or push it aside. What if I told you that feeling is your spirit's way of sounding the alarm? It's not just intuition, it's divine discernment, a tool God has given us to see beyond the surface. If you're constantly second-guessing your instincts, you're opening the door for manipulation. Spiritual discernment isn't about simply trusting people. It's about listening to your spirit and learning to recognize when something isn't right. One of the most subtle tactics the enemy uses is in the form of questions. Questions that seem innocent, but are actually designed to gain access to your life. Witches and dark forces are not going to announce themselves with horns and fire. No, they'll ask about your fears, your dreams, your family's history. They'll weave seemingly harmless inquiries into casual conversation, but behind them there's a much darker purpose: to unlock a door in your soul. When you don't have the discernment to recognize this, you become an easy target. Protection comes not from avoiding people or living in fear, but from knowing how to recognize these spiritual traps and how to close those doors before they open. In the same way you wouldn't invite a stranger into your home without vetting them, don't allow anyone access to your spirit without first checking with your discernment. If something doesn't feel right, trust it. The enemy doesn't need you to open the door all the way. A crack is enough. It only takes one moment of vulnerability, one question you answer without hesitation, for things to begin shifting in your life. That's why it's vital to know who you're allowing to pray over you, to speak into your life, or even to simply sit in your spirit. There's power in spiritual protection, but it begins with awareness. With prayer, vigilance, and the Holy Spirit guiding you, you can stand firm. Spiritual discernment is your shield, and when you choose to trust it, you close the door on anything trying to enter with ill intent. The battle for your spiritual protection doesn't end when you recognize these questions. It's just the beginning. Understanding the tactics used by those who operate in darkness is the first step, but the real strength comes in how you respond. Knowing that these questions are not just innocent inquiries but subtle invitations to let negativity and spiritual manipulation into your life can make all the difference. So what's next? You don't have to live in fear of these manipulative tactics, but you do have to stay vigilant. The truth is, spiritual warfare is real, and being caught off guard can lead to unseen consequences. The key to staying protected is awareness and discernment. Recognize the signs early and you hold the power to block any spiritual entry points before they have the chance to take root. Don't ignore the discomfort you feel when someone asks a question that seems harmless, but leaves you with an unsettling sense of unease. Trust that feeling. It's your spirit's defense mechanism kicking in. Don't be afraid to set boundaries, whether it's refusing to let someone into your home, declining to share personal information, or keeping your dreams and fears to yourself. At the same time, be proactive in fortifying your spiritual defenses. Prayer, discernment, and divine wisdom can help you protect yourself from those who seek to exploit your vulnerabilities. You have the power to shut the door on negative influences before they even get a chance to creep in. Strengthen your connection with God and you'll find that these questions lose their power over you. The enemy will always seek ways to manipulate and control, but with the right spiritual armor you can stand firm. Recognize the signs, trust your instincts, and don't hesitate to take action when necessary. Your spiritual health is too valuable to leave unprotected. Stay alert, stay grounded, and remember your peace and safety are worth defending.